many youth are graduating, then your degree is useless. That is
colonial mindset.
Yes, yes. So many people are fake friends. We are joking with our lives as a country, and those people who we've put in position of power, they can't do their job, they should resign. These ladies, they don't have jobs, they don't have money to keep moving. So what they will do is that they will go for cheap labor. The predators will use them. Have 100 shillings, you don't eat 100. You eat maybe 70, you save 30. The example of Jeff Koinange, he should be having his own studio.
True.
So he has failed. And I hope he sees this clip so that other journalists can get positions.
Hi, mental health champions. How you guys holding up? The year started off running. We're only in February and you'd think we're in September. I hope you guys are doing well. Anyway, you know, which year are you guys turning, you know, in 2024? How old will you guys be? Pressure, eh? A lot of it. Anyway, with us today, we have one great guy in the studio. He's one of those people I always look up to, you know. We as young adults, we have those people we envision, their work inspire us. And with us in the studio, we have one of those great guys. He is a full powerhouse in the humanitarian sector. He does youth mentorships, charity works, mental health awareness. Yani, on top of him being a civil engineer, is it civil engineer?
Civil engineer.
Anyway, I'll allow him to introduce himself. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Asante sana.
Yeah, my name, as you heard, I'm Daran Juma. I've just completed my papers at the University of Nairobi, waiting graduation, civil engineer. I also work for Clean Up Kenya as the country director, having worked as the deputy country director for 9 months, then elevated to the director position. And we are here today to discuss mental health.
True.
Thank you very much.
Yes. As you guys have heard, he's called Daran Juma, and he is the founder of the Daran Foundation. If you've never heard about it, just go Google about it. Utasikia Daran Foundation. They've done a whole lot of amazing work outside here. They help children's homes. They do clean up for their environmental projects. They do mental health awareness campaigns and a lot of things. And today we have him here because, as you know, on Vibe With Your Own, we are all about mental health, you know, reminding you guys how important it is to keep it in check, incorporate it in your daily routine. Otherwise, sir, I'm really honored to have you here.
Thank you very much.
And like we said, we're here for mental health. So maybe if you could give us a brief catch-up on what Daran does as far as mental health is concerned.
Okay, Daran Foundation is on humanitarian work and environment conservation. So after over time, where we've been doing cleanups and tree planting and all that, we realized a gap, because one of our key objectives is to make sure that we incorporate mental health, because it's now a new thing that everybody talks about it.
True.
Not like our parents those times. So we conduct cleanups, and on these cleanups we have a number of youth turning up to the tune of 800 plus. And we use this opportunity to talk about mental health, where we hire experts and psychologists who can come and even talk to these youth. And especially when we are doing these cleanups, we target this, most of the time is informal settlements, where most of the youth are using drugs, they have lost hope. Some of them have graduated, but they don't have a job. Such like things. So we come with experts. At least they get free mentorship, free advice and direction.
That's beautiful. Now, you see, true, there is a gap in the mental health awareness programs or service providers and the victims, because most of the people that are suffering from mental health challenges as we speak are the youths. And the greatest, or rather the most alarming issue that they're facing is depression and anxiety. And if you top that up, therapy is expensive, counseling is expensive. So bodies like you, mental health awareness bodies or advocacy bodies, what are you guys doing to at least try curb that gap? At least, you know, as we speak of mental health is a challenge, are people really getting help on the ground as far as therapy and counseling is concerned?
Wow, very long, good question.
Yes,
I like that. And so, as Daran Foundation, we try to partner with other organizations like HUGS, Coptic Hospital, and Global Goodwill Ambassadors Foundation from the US. Through partnership, we get free counselors. This last year, we were able to get more than 15 Daran Foundation members to World Health Organization. They taught free course to be mental health ambassadors on the ground. That's one. And so through partnership, sometime when you bring these counselors, they don't charge. They do it as a CSR for them. And so the youth benefit from that. Other than that, we are developing an app because the youth are majority and they are into the social media. They are good in computer and technology. So we are coming up with an app that will be helpful to them, such that through the app, some of the questions can be answered through, on mental health. Nowadays, people don't talk about their problems. They are not free. But on the app, they can even get the answers. And we are putting it in such a way that at times, you can get even a free SMS from the app. It texts you if you have subscribed, asking you how is your morning, how did you wake up. And we have like a free toll number whereby if we get somebody calling, they are not charged. And if there is an issue or somebody has replied on the app, maybe she's not feeling well or there is something wrong, we have now these counselors on the app, on the background, to follow up with that person. So we are coming up with that, and also our WhatsApp incorporated to the website, such that on this WhatsApp group, if a youth is registered there, you can ask any question, and it answers automatically, synchronized by the website. So those are things that we are coming up with to make sure that we reduce the gap, because mental health is very, very expensive to normal youth, especially those in the informal settlement.
True. Yeah. That is beautiful. I hope when that app is out, you'll tell us so that we can also enroll.
Yeah, we'll invite you when we are launching it.
Yeah, thank you. I'm honored. Now, the youths are still suffering as far as mental health is concerned. Like you said, especially those in informal settlements. The older generation, on the other hand, they are not affected as much as the youths. Who is to be blamed? Where did it start getting wrong?
Okay, there are a range of things to consider, to put into consideration. Right now, technology has grown up. The population has grown up. And the way life used to be is not the way life is now.
True.
Especially social media plays a role, a very big role. The youth are pressured with life.
True.
Somebody posts a friend's car or maybe a good life. And you see, maybe you went to the same school. So a youth can sit down and say, this guy is doing very well. Not knowing that even that car, maybe it belongs to the neighbor.
True.
So that pressure, it makes the youth want to have quick money, have pressure, they want good life because of the technology they see on social media. Because I read somewhere that 10 minutes cannot pass if somebody has not checked what is on online, on Facebook, LinkedIn, or maybe even WhatsApp. It's very hard because nowadays almost everybody has a smartphone. So it's a range of things. Even the government should play a role, because there is a disconnection between the number of youth coming from the universities and the jobs available.
True.
It's not coherent. It's not like connecting, because so many youth are graduating, but there is less jobs.
Yeah.
So it's up to the government to make sure they plan for those who are graduating, to make sure they offer the program and the curriculum that fits our country, so that we don't have so many youth idle and they don't have jobs.
Yeah.
They have nothing to do, and most of them get into drugs. The other day we saw a student who got first class burning the papers.
I saw it too. Yeah.
Yeah, so when you talk about the gap, it's about a wider perspective, and even the parents of today. Most of the parents of today, they depend on the teacher or the tutor or the lecturer to teach their children about mental health, so most of the parents also, they need to grow up and to change, to make sure that they take responsibility on their children, whether they're in school or not, to be talking about mental health, so that these students don't get pressured. Yeah.
Well, you've mentioned about parents. There's a time I used to think parents teach their kids how best they think, from them. Like, they instill the knowledge themselves know. So if it's a parent who's still operating in their traumatic zone, they'll take it forward to their children. So if it's a parent who is still struggling with their childhood trauma, they'll take it forward. So for a youth who's coming from that background of maybe traumatized parents, or parents who are still mentally ill, what can you tell them now that they are left, Nika, they're left in the desert, to take care of themselves mentally? What's the best way can they, approach this issue of building their own mental resilience?
So number one, on that issue, I can suggest the youth can maximize the clubs in school.
Yeah.
For example, at the University of Nairobi, you have peer counselor, peer counselor club. There you have free tutors, free special experts on mental health. Then they can maximize church, going to church, and also joining these youth services and youth groups in church. Because, for example, House of Grace Church in Langata, you find that the youths have their programs.
Yeah.
As much as the church is going on, but they go out, they go for hikes. And in those hikes, they share, they become open. You can hear stories from another youth. So you don't have to be like excluded and try to hide yourself. But you come out here, join these even organizations like Dar Foundation, like other organizations out there. You go out, you meet new people, you make friends, and from that you are able to gauge whatever is happening at your home, whatever is outside there, and you will get an equilibrium.
True.
Yeah.
And on that note, you're a civil engineer by profession, but you decided to now follow this humanitarian side of work.
Yes.
What transpired? When did it hit you that this is a field that I want to venture into, aside from my civil engineering skills?
Wow, that's a very good question.
Yeah.
And if somebody is not critically serious, cannot answer.
Yes, I know.
Let me try to answer that question.
Yeah.
Leadership is about the passion,
True.
the willingness, the desire to offer selfless service for the people.
True.
To have a group of people, help in identifying the problems that they face, mobilize their expertise and their experience, and you solve it. That's all. And so indeed, you do not have to be a leader because you want to be in a position, or you are in a previous organization's position. You have to be a leader because you are able to bring the experts around you, the human source around you, build it up together, identify problems collectively, and you address those problems. Once you are able to do that, then leadership is created. And so, when you go to the university, whichever course you're doing, you said civil engineering, it can be another cause, and you are unable to identify a problem in your society and be able to address that problem, then your degree is useless. Yeah.
True.
So it's about making a difference. Whatever small thing you can bring to the society, then that is education.
Okay.
Because education will be useless if you go to the university, come out, and still the society you come from, the people are suffering. So it's your ability to identify a gap and you address that problem. That's what drives me. Yeah.
So I would say you were driven by passion, or rather the gaps that you saw in the in your society, and you decided, let me plunge into this.
Yeah.
So like the humanitarian that you are, do you have your own what's it called, your mental health support system? You as Daran Hart, you know, they say charity begins at home. What you do is definitely what you're going to tell others outside there. So how do you manage the pressure? You know, as the youths, there are a lot of things that are happening, and I'm sure as you navigate around Dar Foundation, there's so many challenges you face. How do you maintain your sanity in this chaotic world?
Yeah, number one, I make friends.
Yeah.
I have friends. I also I have mentors whom, when things are tight, I can text them, I can call them. Sometimes we hang out, we go for a hike, as I learn from them, one or two. And I also utilize lecturers. Yeah. Once a lecturer is teaching you, that does not mean that you can't talk other things.
True.
Yeah, so it's important, whoever you meet, you are free to know each other, to share your problems, to make sure that you learn one or two things. Yeah, if you hear this guy is maybe a student leader or maybe a friend, make sure you know something about them and you learn. I also read a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I read, I feel like it's therapeutic. Yeah, when you read, you get answers. Sometimes you get to know that you're not the only one. Yeah, and sometimes when things are tight, I open up. And most of the cases, when I open up, I get the support.
Yeah.
There is a time I even didn't have enough school fees. I opened up to a friend who is not even in Kenya, and she paid my school fees.
Oh.
So they say a problem shared is a problem
halfway solved.
Yeah, so you open up, you find a person to talk to. Yeah.
So still on the opening up side, you know, youths on the ground, let's be honest, if right now we are going for mental health advocacy program, let's say in Soweto, for example, you know, we'll talk about, you know, mental health is important, you guys are supposed to build a support mechanism, open up to the people around you, blah, blah, blah. But still, people will not reach out for the help. Like, there's still that fear they have. Why should I tell them my problems? Why should, you know, there is that why should I? What's the best way, do you think, we'd reach out to those people, you know, on the grassroots to make sure that they're actually getting the help?
Wow, you are very right.
Yeah.
You know, nowadays we have fake people.
True.
We live in a society that so many people are fake friends. And people might be your friends because they want to benefit something from you. And so it takes your responsibility to make sure over time you know who is your true friend. So it takes time to be comfortable. Maybe I can say you just don't open up, but you open up to a safe adult who can advise you.
Who can help.
And this safe adult might be your parent, might be your uncle, might not be both of them, but might be your friend or neighbor, or maybe a church leader or something. But somewhere you feel safe is where you can open up. And opening up means you can try by trying small. You open up slightly, you see, then ukiona hapa ni safe, then you open up completely.
True.
And so you don't have to keep it to yourself. When you keep it to yourself, it can result to depression, to more dangerous things that you can do. So you make sure that you try as much as possible to make sure you don't just open up from to anybody, but you try to figure out, is this like religious leaders over time. You share with them. You know, when you share with somebody, you can feel like, hey, I can talk to this guy.
Yeah.
So when you try small, you'll find out that, oh, I can be sharing to this person.
Yeah, that's true. Now, there is this thing that has been going on. You know, Kenya as a country has been facing something we ladies have termed femicide. You know, we have been experiencing a lot of violence as far as femicide is concerned. And, you know, everyone outside has something to say about it. You know, kuna wale, it's a blame game kind of situation. There are those who decided to do the it's called the walk. End femicide or women's life matter, all that. It was happening. So you as a humanitarian, I'm sure you have something to say about that. Do you think that walk is going to be fruitful to, you know, help the femicide eradication?
Okay, what I can say about that, you know, in our country nowadays, I say we live in a drama.
Yes.
Yeah. Every day you wake up, you find something new. And that calls for leadership. And when I say leadership, I mean it's automatic. We don't need experts or people who have gone to school. We need somebody who has the will of the people. Because things to do with femicide in our country it calls for leadership. Where is the chief commander in that area or chief commissioner? Because that calls for insecurity. You can't just kill a lady somewhere and go with it. Because if the law and the systems were working very well, then I'm very sure you can't do such a thing and just go like that. So I think even our security system, the people in the positions of power or offices that are working for the Kenyans, they need to wake up and do their job. The OCS in the area, the MCAs in the area. That thing cannot work if somebody can just be killed and they take a life of a single person just like a joke. If it happened to a foreigner, let's say from the US, that thing will have gone to even the whole world.
Yeah, true.
Even everybody will have known. But you see our lives are going, but that demonstration was less than 500 people. We are joking with our lives as a country. In my view, that one life matter as a country and as a continent. Everything should stand to know where the problem is. The other day we had Shakahola.
Yeah, true.
It went just like that. So we need to take our lives seriously. And those people who we've put in position of power, they need to do their job. If they can't do their job, they should resign. Yeah.
Now, from the ground, about the same case, people are arguing it's a moral issue. It's a moral issue in that because it's the female population that is being killed, they claim it's a moral issue. Women have lost morals, and so their actions are leading to the, you know, the deaths that we are counting. Do you think it's a moral issue?
I don't think it's a moral issue.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an economic
crisis.
Because when a society, the youths don't have jobs,
Yeah.
and the population is 56 million, only 8,000 individuals and 6 families run the GDP of the country, 90% of the GDP. That tells you that that economic crisis, these ladies, they don't have jobs.
Yeah.
They don't have money to keep to make them moving. So what they will do is that they will go for cheap labor. And the predators will use them.
Yeah.
Because they are not empowered. Most of these girls are single mothers. Maybe they are looking for food for these children.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of the government balancing the youth to make sure they are sustainable, they have something, so that they will not be trapped by the predators.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just empowerment of the women. It's not a moral issue. But if we say it's a moral issue, why is it that we have the same case in South Africa and Nigeria? The same case we are saying here it happens even in Nigeria and South Africa and other countries. It's not something that is coming from the moon. It is something that is known. If the girl child is not empowered, they suffer the most more than the boy child.
Yeah.
Because physically, we are not the same. Me, I can go lift bricks there, but what about a lady? You get a lady who has a child. So the government should incorporate something to help these single mothers also. Most of the girls, they are single mothers who are doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe just to going back a little bit, it's not a moral issue, it is a financial crisis.
Yeah.
It is not that the ladies want it easy, it's just that they don't have a way out. So maybe a message to mothers who are raising daughters. How can a mother prepare her daughter to face the world? You know, you as a male individual, you definitely have that perspective from a male's point of view, in that if you had a daughter today, there are those things you would maybe prepare them for as they are growing. So maybe a message to a mom outside there.
Okay, a message to a mom will be simple. Try to educate these little children on how to be independent in terms of even saving when they are young. And try to teach them that business is where people get free money, is where people get money, not just employment. Because most of these girls, when they go to these traps, most of them have even degrees.
True.
But they looked for a job they didn't get. That's why they go into shady jobs. And so if you teach them from the start that when you have 100 shillings, you don't eat 100. You eat maybe 70, you save 30. And when you have these 30 shillings, you can buy some, maybe something, you can save till you buy something, then sell to get profit. You teach them the profit mindset. They will never think of selling their bodies or being trapped. That is the key message. Even not here, the developed countries, their education system shapes them to even innovate, to even be entrepreneurs. And so this calls for the leaders of this country and this continent to relook on our curriculum. What are we producing at the end of the grade 12, or maybe after Form 4, after university? You are coming out as who? Are you coming out as an entrepreneur? Are you coming up as somebody who has invented something, or somebody who is waiting for the employment? Because already we have more than 50 universities. Each day people graduate. Where are they going? Are we going to maximize on the factories that we have, the industries, so that we can employ them? Or we can teach them the mindset that they can even open their own studios. I normally use even the example of Jeff Koinange. I used to see him when I was very young. I still see him today on Citizen JKL. Then I wonder, this guy did journalism or what? All these years, he has never exited the Citizen Arena so that you can go to that position. He should be having his own studio.
True.
So he has failed. And I hope he sees this clip so that other journalists can get positions. Once you graduate, open your own studio, employ others. Like that. You don't just like graduate to get employed. That is
colonial mindset.
Yes.
True. So I hope our mothers outside there have heard what you said. They start empowering their daughters at a young age. So maybe now that you're here, you could tell us some of the programs that Daran is working on, so that maybe as the youths outside here, maybe they might be willing to join or want to, look for an escape. Like we said, we all need an outlet, because no human is a lake. I like saying that. No human is a lake. So maybe you could tell us some of the programs you have, mentorship programs, what Daran is up to right now, so that whoever is willing to maybe come join or support with the expertise on your side. Yeah.
Yeah, so at Daran Foundation, we are, from March, we are going to be vigorous on environment cleanups.
Yeah.
Where we will be sensitizing the community on the proper disposal of waste and
Yes.
recycling. We will be into tree planting. We are just waiting for the rains,
Yes.
so that we don't just plant trees and 20% survive, 80% die.
True.
Then through those two activities, we will incorporate mental health.
Yes.
So if you're out there, you come at Daran Foundation. We have mentors on the ground, and we'll be calling even on the experts to come and join us. And even organizations like Hugs and Coptic Hospital will be there to guide you to get a free counselor where you will not pay anything. We will also be visiting the orphanages around and even outside Nairobi in the coming few months. We visit them to reduce the inequalities that are there.
Yes.
We at Daran Foundation, we don't just visit. We normally do a background check. We study a home. We see what they need. So we go out there and support them.
Yes.
So that some homes, we even teach My Body is My Body program, where we make the children aware of themselves. And this is where even mental health comes in, where we teach them, if there is something bothering you, you go and talk to a safe adult. We teach it through incorporating songs of My Body is My Body program.
Yeah, I've heard it.
Yeah, a way that children cannot forget. Yeah, and we also want to visit schools. Some of the schools that need sanitary items.
Yes.
To give them. And if you're out there, you want to be a mentor, or you want to also talk to other teenage, you can come, be a member, and when we go to these schools, you'll get an opportunity also to mentor the young teenagers. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Do you guys have social media handles? Maybe they can come check you guys out.
Yeah, we are on LinkedIn, Daran Foundation, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can check out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everywhere it's Daran Foundation.
Yes, Daran Foundation.
Yeah, so all I can say is thank you, sir, for gracing us with your presence and talk about mental health, because I believe we can't talk about it enough. You know, it has to be a daily thing. Everyone needs to incorporate them in their, you know, daily routines. So if you could find time to come here, thank you so much. And for our listeners, I always say, if you or someone you know is going through mental health challenges, please reach out for help. I normally give out the 1199 toll-free number. It's for Red Cross. You said you guys have also a toll number.
No, we are coming up
with
with
you're
it.
coming up with it. So I hope in the upcoming days, and we have the 1199 and
this one.
Yes, this one. So that reach out for help, counseling. You don't have to die alone. Again, here we vibe as we learn. I hope today you have learned something. And in the coming days also, if you ever need help, don't die alone. We can't afford to lose lives anymore. Yeah, otherwise, bye-bye. Thank you, and we will see you soon. Yeah.
Thank you very much.